Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Crossover presented by Crossroads Sports. It's been a while since we've had one of these. I'm your host, Brandon Reef. We got JB. As always, JB, how are you, my man?
Man, had a rough weekend, but we'll talk about it a little later. But going to talk a little sports tonight, and like I said, we're going to try to do our best tonight.
Absolutely. We've got the crossover tonight, August 18th. We're doing the show tonight. We will not have a radio show tomorrow night. We'll talk about that later on. But first, John, we're talking NBA first. And the first one we're going to talk about is Game 1 recap. The Pacers just got finished with Game 1 maybe about 10 minutes ago. Final score, Miami 113, Pacers 101. The Heat lead the series now 1-0. We're going to Game 2 on Thursday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. John, I want to know your thoughts first on Game 1.
Man, break it down to you really, man. Just to get to this point, 4 seed dealing with all what the Pacers are gonna have to deal with, with the pandemic and basically the Heat playing a home game. It's Florida, you know what I'm saying? But there's no fans, but again, it's their kind of home turf or whatever, right? We have lost a great percentage of playing time. The starters, the pro starters of this particular team, with Brogdon and Oladipo and Lamb, and you know what I'm saying, and Sabonis. It's what I know, and Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? That's what Kevin Pritchard kind of wanted to put out there as a product, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a starting product, right? I know. Again, I talked about it on the show a couple shows before, man. People kind of have built into what the negativity of what Paul George said about his experience in the Pacers, and people kind of built up to the negativity of what the kind of going on behind the scenes with Victor Oladipo and the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? But you got to give Kevin Pritchard a great pat on the back, a great, you know what I'm saying, executive of the year got to be kind of thought of, because we've weathered the storm, you know what I'm saying? But again, because we still in these games, and look who we missing. Look who's out. The starters, the team that they wanted to put out there on the floor hadn't played a whole game, 80 minutes together.
You seem like you're waving the white flag already.
But
I'm asking for Game 1, and you're giving me the whole season.
We were still into it. Even we were still into this game. One game don't make the playoffs. This the thing, especially in this league where it's, you know what I'm saying, if you can get a hot hand, you know what I'm saying, you can win a game. Or the Atlanta Magic won a game. Is anybody? I know we're talking about a little later. Is anybody losing their mind and thinking the Orlando Magic got a chance going further against the Bucks? They do. They got a little bit of a chance because, like I said, it's kind of a home turf game for them. But the Pacers didn't have. If you want to get, again, we have a in-depth built. We can nitpick it, and we kind of did before we came on. We kind of nitpick it who didn't play and why the minutes, but we have enough of a roster to sustain to be out to be in games. Victor Oladipo, I know people are gonna be saying he punked out today or whatever.
He did punk out. Punk out.
But Victor Oladipo is this Pacers closer. And Victor Oladipo has to be a closer because now his skills is on display. Now he's into, regardless of all the drama of like, am I gonna play? You know what I'm saying? Or am I gonna just play, just practice games or whatever? Victor Oladipo's out here now. He's out here to show the people, I want the $33 million contract or whatever is being negotiated behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? $27 million contracts. I had to bite my head a bit. Now, hey, if Devin Booker is $27 million, Victor Oladipo, you got to play like Devin Booker. Devin Booker played out of his mind the last 8 games.
Yep.
Victor Oladipo wants the $30 million, 28-9, 20, you know what I'm saying, or whatever Pacers didn't offer him. He's going to have to play out his mind like that and close out game at this particular point, regardless of who ain't out there also. Because, again, Pritchard didn't put together – that make this now make Paul George look bad. Paul George said, I want Anthony Davis. Okay, we know the dynamics that Anthony Davis and the Pacers coming here is like pie in the sky. But Kevin Pritchard at least put a team together with Victor Oladipo's skill set. And then when he blew a tire, it still was good enough because nobody knew TJ Warren was just freaking good except for him.
Can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can you, for me and for our viewing pleasure, because you're giving me the white flag, you're giving me the whole synopsis of the page. I don't want that. I want this game. Your thoughts. This game.
This kind of boils down to. All right, you didn't use Nate. Nate, you didn't use what I just said makes this Pacer team special.
Poor coaching. Because here's number one. I think it's poor coaching, and you can blame this on the players as much as you want. And I'm going to blame it on players and coaching both. There's 1.9 seconds left in the shot clock. The out-of-bounds play that you run for your quote-unquote player, TJ Warren, you have him go into the backcourt with 1.9 seconds left on the shot clock. I understand the players make the plays, but you got to set the play right for your key players there in that final minute. Definitely didn't do it. Number two, Victor Oladipo punked out. Like you said earlier, I believe he punked out. It's the NBA playoffs. You play the game. I don't care if you got your poke eye. You know how many other players get poked in the eye? Steven Adams is on the ground right now. Guarantee he gets up and plays. Victor Oladipo didn't want to play. It's showing now. You know what? He can't. Hey, I got in. I got my money. I'm going to be out this game. I guarantee you he'll probably sit out game 2 as well. Guarantee it.
He's going to play.
Punked out.
Ooh.
Number 3, Miles Turner does what Miles Turner does best. He shoots inappropriate three-pointers at the inappropriate time. I saw air balls. I saw barely draw the glass. Now, yeah, on the defensive end, he may have had some good blocks and did well defensively, but nowhere on the offensive end for Miles Turner. And when we need him to step up with Victor being out, nothing.
It turned into like one of them ugly Wednesday night February games, Miles Turner games, playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Like, what? Did you decide to show up today? He didn't. So today he decided to show up. Man, Bam Adebayo played like how we want Miles Turner to play. Bam Adebayo, I do believe, had a double-double today. I do believe Jimmy Butler, they didn't contain today. I do believe they didn't contain Dragic. When you look at the numbers, here's the immovable object against the unstoppable force. The Pacers are the top 5, I think top 3, correct me if I'm wrong, in 3-point defense, something like that, right? They have been ever since Nate McMillan. It's been the coach ever since he's taken over the coaching reins. It's kind of something he's kind of held his hat on. Like, he knows how to coach, you know what I'm saying, how to defend the 3. You know what I mean? They don't care. Uh-oh. Calm down, everybody. First world problems. I told you, calm down.
It's good.
But like I said, Nate knows defenses. His defenses or whoever was on the staff. You know what I'm saying? Kind of calm down. Knows how to scheme against three point shooting. The Miami Heat are top 2 in 3-point field goals made. Bubble, pre-bubble, and current bubble. Man, you have to contain their shooters, which is kind of or at least make their shooters defend you. Robinson can't guard anybody. The kid from
Aaron Holiday went right around him.
He can't guard anybody. So that's the matchup that they missed. Victor Oladipo should have had like 25 against that kid if he had plays. But
hey, Jimmy Butler threes, you just gotta chalk it up. Hey, it happens sometimes. He hit 2 big threes.
Yeah,
he did well. Another stat line I'm looking at, John. You know how there's always the plus minus, right?
Yep.
For players on the court. There's that clicking. Miles Turner, minus 19, the most. More than anybody. Overall bad game, Miles Turner. Shooting 0 for 3 threes, 4 of 11 overall, 9 points, 9 rebounds. Supposed to be for your guy you paid 80-some or 70-some million dollars for. Punked out like Victor.
He will, and he played, right? He will. He always bounces back, though. That's the thing. He always bounces back at least 2 games. You know what I'm saying? They can't rest their shoulders and look toward the other guy now because you know the second best or the first best player, Sabonis, he ain't coming. He's not coming. To quote Rick Pitino, he ain't walking through that door.
Right.
You know? They got to find easier shots. Get TJ back to the hot hand that he had going into the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Right. Find TJ Warren's hot hand. Make the Pacers. What make the Pacers special is small ball. Okay. What makes Pacers special is that matchup problem. Is like, man, we had Brogdon out. Well, we brought Holiday back in, and now we got Holiday and Brogdon together. And it becomes a matchup problem for the other team to figure out. Or boom, we bring McConnell out, and now McConnell, because McConnell's playing inspired basketball, he wants to, he wants if somebody over here is chucking up, like choking, you know what I mean? McConnell's here to step up.
Right.
But you got to get him out there. You got to get him out there at the right time. You got to, and as a coach, you kind of want him to kind of know the feel of like who to bring in and at what time. And I think we kind of like Dougie McBeats didn't get back. He didn't get on. I don't think he got on board till like the second half. He's too good. He's too good of a marksman. And you know what? I just told you they have poor defense in Miami. So if you worry about Dougie Derman fouling, it's a wash. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't worry about it, but you got to get him going.
I think with one thing with Aaron Holiday, obviously Aaron Holiday got in some foul trouble early with those quick 3 fouls. He could easily go around Duncan Robinson very quickly to get to the hole anytime he wanted. The problem with Aaron today was he got lost on a lot of rotations and ended up leaving Dragic wide open for threes. And I can understand 1 or 2, you accidentally leave him open or whatnot. But damn, he's already knocked 2 down on you like that. You have to know where Dragic is at. He's too good of a player.
I like Brandon, I expect an adjustment. The Pacers will play to their strengths. Victor will be out there doing push-ups. And they'll bounce back and win game 2.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on that. They may not get game 2. I don't think Victor plays game 2. I don't know how severe it is, but it's the NBA playoffs, and I think I remember one NBA legend maybe saying it's the playoffs. You play when you play. If you're breathing, you play. So we'll move on from that. But yeah, so the Pacers are done. John, done for tonight. Done for tonight. So let's go to the other NBA playoffs. How about them Orlando Magic sneaking one in on Milwaukee Bucks? Nothing to worry about there, Milwaukee. They'll bounce back.
Hey, man, I feel like this is what the Orlando Magic does, man. Led by, one-time former Pacer DJ Augustine. I think he was a former everything. He's a former Bobcat, former Toronto Raptor. I think this is what Orlando does. We kind of know there's a different level of play that kind of come with the Orlando bubble. That kind of almost has like a Final Four appeal to it. You see the young spry legs out there in Denver. You know what I'm saying? Make a name for him. Make a name for himself. You kind of see the young spry legs out there in Utah with Donovan Mitchell, kind of making the name for themselves. But you know what? Orlando got young spry legs too. That's a bad time for the MVP to not show up against Vucevic. And I know I probably jacked up Vucevic's name. It's okay. I'll get it right the next time. Vucevic outplayed Giannis tonight. Straight up. That's what it kind of boils down to. The wing play and the guard play of Orlando versus the wing guard play of Milwaukee is kind of a wash. It's also damn near, it might be an actual mirror image of one another. Athleticism-wise. But it's the disappointment, Brandon. If this was any other MVP, right, or runaway MVP, like I just thought like named LeBron, and they lost a game that they should be dominated. Again, right. Who is Vucevic? Who's Vucevic in the grand scheme of the NBA? You know what I'm saying? You dog Victor Oladipo sometimes for not being a top 15 player. Victor, we still waiting for Vucevic to develop, right? That's what he's doing in Orlando, right? Wait, to develop. But I think you can't have Vucevic outplay Giannis today. He did. That's kind of what it boils down to. Sorry.
Yeah. And also, we've been talking about Chris Middleton. Where was he today? Where were you at today? And McConnell. Are you hearing this clicking?
Only when you talk.
I don't know what the deal is, man. I just put the headphones back in.
Only when you talk.
Maybe I should just shut up and listen.
Nah, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that talking.
But
now, man, of course, with Milwaukee, I expect them to make their adjustments and play to their strength. Again, Giannis is obviously more talented than Vucevic. You know what I'm saying? Vucevic got some great overall skills. He was one of those guys kind of, involved in some trade rumors that we kind of talked about over the years before we got Sabonis that they were trying to get. Because you can see what kind of production you can put out there, but like sometimes what Orlando kind of puts around their productive play, they are historically they're a team that transitions talent. You know what I mean? From Penny Hardaway, they lost Shaq, they lost for whatever reason. There's always stories behind it. They lost McGrady. You know, they lost the great play. You know, what I'm saying the Grant Hill played there, but he didn't play. You know what I'm saying? So Orlando's always in the flux, right? And this is one of their years. Well, last year they were playoff team too, right? But this year, they trying to play spoiler. How better? What better? Brandon, Milwaukee does not want this to go 6. That'd be embarrassing. They don't want this to go 6, but it could go 6 with the staff Orlando got. It could go 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at some of the other matchups, John, that we do have. Last night we had Denver knocking off Utah in overtime. They kind of pulled away there towards the end. How about those Clippers knocking off Dallas? That was close until Porzingis got himself ejected.
Again, did he want to play? Go the same route, man. He's a little pouty though. Don't you remember that video that was floating around this past spring with Porzingis talking slick in some bar somewhere, and he got punched? You know what I mean? He might have got sucker punch, but it was like
I think it was in Latvia.
But it was like but the story behind it is like he kind of deserved it. I don't know. With the lesser crowd noise and with like the less media and TV attention, the referee hears everything now. So even if you are a somewhat like the unicorn, we don't ever think the unicorn. We think the unicorn is now the Rasheed Wallace of these playoffs. He got thrown out of game 1. Brother, this ain't the Knicks. Mark Cuban did not put this team together for you to lose your crap on a bad call. You know what I'm saying? So Porzingis, he obviously has special talent over any front line. I'll break it down. He's better than Zubac. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the you know what I'm saying, the experience factor goes to the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, they got Paul George. They got, you know what I'm saying, Kawhi Leonard. So it would take a great team effort.
Right.
I'm saying, but he wasn't out the best part of the team. The starters, Brandon, if you might look at the numbers, man, I don't think the starters hit 6 threes combined. Maybe 8. Maybe it might be 8. But they didn't hit like 8. They shot poorly. The starters of Dallas Mavericks yesterday shot poorly from outside. Tim Hardaway on up. You know what I'm saying? And he, like I said, he's one of their better players. He's a matchup nightmare. And he wasn't out there because he lost his, ish. But I like this series. Obviously, go to the Clippers, man. Even though I think Dallas will get a victory. Luka's not gonna shoot that bad every night. And like I said, maybe Porzingis looks at again. He's a guy to bounce back kind of guy too.
Yep.
I think they'll push it. They'll push and get another victory, but they ain't winning the series.
No, I don't think they will. Absolutely. Thoughts on Dame and the Lakers tonight? Does Dame and them have enough to overpower King James and AD?
We can talk about Dame. I hope Denver and Utah go 7. I hope Denver and Utah go 7, man. Any of you bettors, any of you degenerate gamblers, as Brandon likes to talk on the show, you better put your money on a long series for Utah. Imagine if this series was going on like where you had to like wait and like for the travel. You know what I mean? And the build up. Oh my God. But if you are a degenerate gambler, I'm not. I would put money on any game. Just start watching these games, man. Watch the numbers, watch the assist numbers, watch the rebound numbers, watch the scoring numbers, and then man, what these dudes is playing some high intensity level basketball.
Yeah.
Next thing we're going to be talking about the guy who's also playing at a high level of offensive, but like Murray, he's playing. He's out of his mind. Donovan Mitchell. The only reason why they lost is because Mike Conley's not there, and they don't really have another playmaker. Oh no, I'm sorry. Conley plays for
Memphis or
Memphis.
Utah. Excuse me. Utah.
right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Conley ain't there.
Hey man, I'm gonna put it since we're doing such a live show and we go off the flow, off the cuff with everything. My technical producer I have right here tells me that you need to put headphones in. Is why the clicking is when I talk.
Man, me fine. I might have some headphones right here.
So go ahead and do that for a minute. It's all good. It's a live show, but our technical producer's telling me to have you put headphones in.
We'll see. Hold on. I don't have no headphones for this.
What are you using?
This is my iPhone. I don't have no. You know what I'm saying?
What have you used in the past?
Oh, that was one of my other phones. You got when you Batman, you gotta have Bruce Wayne gotta have you gotta have backup phone.
Can you use that phone and come back in?
No, I don't have access to that phone no more.
Oh my God! All right,
Click.
looks like we're gonna deal with the clicking until we get.
Hey, can you shoot a commercial real quick? I might give me like 10 seconds. Maybe.
I can talk by myself. It's good. I'll take you off the stream. All right, John will be back in a moment. We're gonna get him some headphones that actually work, and that way I'm not hearing a clicking noise in my headset every time I freaking talk. So we'll get to that. Anyways, real quick, NBA playoffs. I'll talk. Dame Lillard, what Damian Lillard has done so far has been remarkable. All the games, he's sitting there shooting 61. The other night, he shoots that half-court shot right over the logo, drills that. Just absolute crazy performance by Dame Lillard. They're taking on the Lakers tonight, starting at 9 o'clock. Does Dame and McCullough and Carmelo, do they have enough to compete with LeBron and AD? I don't think they do. But obviously the Lakers' offense has been terrible so far. It hasn't been up to par for the towards this bubble. Bubble Lakers haven't been as quote-unquote great. I do like Portland plus 6.5 though tonight. I think Portland can cover the 6.5 against the Lakers and keep it a close game. But really, besides Jurkic, who's going to guard Anthony Davis? They just got to hope that they don't get him in foul trouble and that they can contain Davis out there with LeBron. I have no problem with the guard play whatsoever for Portland to compete there. I think they've got the advantage with that. Looking over on the Eastern Conference side, Boston knocking off Philly. Philly, this is going to be a tough time for them to win. Brett Brown's pretty much coaching for his job. And without Ben Simmons in there, and you just have Embiid and some role players and now Horford, it's going to be tough. Yeah, the Sixers were up last night for a little bit, but Boston and Stevens them did find a way. Now Gordon Hayward's out the next 3 to 4 weeks with the sprained ankle. I think it's grade level 3 strain, so he's out the next 4 weeks. So Boston's going to have to work with Kemba and Tatum and them and try to get this series wrapped up so they can move on very, very quickly. Toronto and Brooklyn. I expected a bigger performance from Brooklyn in the first game, but Toronto, maybe they're over those first game blues. Obviously, they lost last year when they lost to Orlando, but this year they go in the first game, they blow out Brooklyn. It was pretty easy for them to dispatch of them there, so not too bad. Still waiting on JB to come back. We'll see. He should be back here momentarily. Currently, we've got the Rockets and Oklahoma City going on. Rockets, no Russell Westbrook. Give me a second, JB. You there? You got him in? No, you don't.
I still heard clicking when I was looking for my headphones, but I don't have any headphones, unfortunately, that fit this particular device. We're gonna have to work on a sponsor to help us with some hardware. So that's on my list of things to do.
Okay. Well, we'll just deal with it. We'll play through this, unlike what Victor Oladipo could not do tonight for the Pacers. But no, Rockets and Thunder. What's your thoughts on that series going on right now? No Russell Westbrook, at least for the first couple games.
Ooh. I think the Thunder get it. That's like you're always looking for who's gonna be the spoiler. it's usually the AC. You know what I'm saying? As like I said, as we kind of talk about LeBron and Portland. But this particular series, man, they sent CP3, the basketball guy, sent CP3 to Oklahoma to go away, right? He ain't going away, man. He won't be MVP. He won't get MVP this year, but he should probably be in the top 3 consideration.
Okay.
Take that back. Top 4. Take that back. Jonathan Birdsong said CP3 should be the top 3. But no, he should be in the top. He should be in the top. Man, what? Who thought that Oklahoma Thunder team was gonna be any good? Nobody.
No, I didn't. I thought they overachieved.
Yeah. So.
I was going over the Eastern Conference a little bit. Boston and Philly. No Ben Simmons. Boston now has Gordon Hayward, who's out for 3 to 4 weeks with that sprained ankle. Brett Brown's pretty much coaching for his job. There's rumors that he will be fired after this season.
There follow the money, right? They just hired a new general manager in Chicago from that family tree of Philadelphia and San Antonio. Brett Brown is from that family tree of Philadelphia and San Antonio. You can't fire the players, right? You can't. Well, you can trade players, but you can't necessarily fire Joel Embiid. You can't necessarily get rid of
right
the potential of what you have with Ben Simmons. They don't have the right now. They took a bad injury going into this, and they don't have their full coach. They don't have their full team together. Ben Simmons is obviously out. They're still experimenting with point guard starting, right? And Joel Embiid still don't want to play like he could be the number 1 center in the world, the number 1 player in the East.
Right.
Joel Embiid. Dude, here's Brandon. When we start talking about MVPs, then we start talking about best players in the East. Joel Embiid's name should be right up there next to Giannis's, but it's not because of Joel Embiid. So, but
the problem is, Giannis plays a lot more games than Embiid. Embiid sits out just due to analytics from that medical staff there.
Well, again, so then they still don't get the best orange juice out of the juice when he plays. Then he doesn't play very hard. He doesn't. That's the commitment we don't see.
Too much pulp.
Huh?
Too much pulp.
And then with that particular Boston team, the Philadelphia's outgunned. Philadelphia would need the team they had 2 years ago with J.J. Redick and some of those other snipers that they had to kind of counteract,
right?
Counteract all the shooting that Boston got. Brown and Tatum are coming into their own. You know what I'm saying? Tatum has learned how to not turn over the ball. You know what I'm saying? Now they got a point guard in there who ain't worried about trying to compete with LeBron, trying to get another championship. You know what I'm saying? Kemba's just trying to figure his way into the Boston annals of his. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You have a connected team. It's not a complete team. You know why it's not? I seen the stat line. I watched a little bit of the game too. I seen the stat line for Horford.
Uh-oh.
His stat line suggests that he don't believe in this Philadelphia team because it was poor in a game where a big man, athletic as he is, able to play out. You know what I'm saying? Listen, he ain't what he used to be like as far as Atlanta Hawks are concerned, or he ain't what he used to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, when he first got to Boston, but he still can do. And because if he's in that same lane as a guy like plays in Toronto, we love him. Oh my God, he used to play
OG and Anunoby?
Thunder. No, he used to play for the Thunder.
Serge Ibaka.
Man, you would want to have a guy like this on your team. Veteran, like, dude, you expect, great, good things out anytime whatever play they get at. But man, his stat line suggests that he's ready to get out. His stat line suggests that they are probably going to trade him to get out of that contract. Elton Brand put together a talented team, but it's a talented team of rock. It's a talented team of dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? It's a talented team of dinosaurs that don't want to run. If a dinosaur got the ability to run, then it should run, right? You know what I'm saying? I get
Should.
The league is faster and whatnot. I get you got to adjust. You know, come on. The Patriots ain't making no excuses. Do we have a team? Do we have a guy? Do the Patriots have a guy as good as on our floor right now? I'm not trying to shade anybody, Sabonis or Victor Oladipo. Is anybody on our team as good as Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons? And I know Ben Simmons is out right now on the injury. I'm saying, is anybody on our team as good as Joel Embiid? The answer is
no.
You know what I'm saying? So why in the hell is the Philadelphia 76ers just always kind of tripping into the playoffs? You see what I'm saying? It's on him. If he's the leader of the team, they will go as far as he goes. But they ain't going far this year because the Boston Celtics outgun them.
Right.
Outgun them. They ain't gonna catch no Celtics, not this year. So Brett Brown probably is gonna get fired. And he's probably gonna get hired up somewhere because he's pretty darn good coach. He knows the X and O. He should have buy-in from the team.
Right. Okay. Well, we got the NBA playoffs going on. They just started yesterday. Tonight was the next set of games. I'm looking forward to Dame time versus LeBron tonight. Looking definitely forward to it. All right, John, moving on. It's race week here in Indianapolis, and we have an Andretti on the pole. Marco Andretti on the pole for the Indy 500. Has had an up and down year. Could have been pissed off all year, but I thought it might have just been a flash in the pan during practice during the week. But that Andretti Autosport, those Hondas are quick, and they have a lot of the top spots for qualifying for the race. And I've got below on the ticker below the odds for DraftKings for who's going to win the race if you would take your bets. Scott Dixon, who qualified second, plus 400 to win the race. So I think Scotty might get his second Indy 500 championship. He did crash in practice Sunday afternoon after qualifying. Spun off of turn 4, but Alexander Rossi at 750, Hunter Ray at plus 800, Andretti, the pole sitter, at plus 850. Newgarden and Power and Penske, the champion, Pagano, they're way down. The Chevys were terrible. The bow ties have some issues. I think Roger Penske will get them. They'll get it worked out for the race. They'll run well. One guy I like from Andretti Autosport with his odds at plus $2,200. If you put $10, you win $220 on it, is James Hinchcliffe. I do like Hinchcliffe to possibly win as a dark horse.
I was glad a name guy was the pole setter. It kind of was the fun story out of this. You know what I'm saying? As we know, COVID hangs over us. Everything that we have to interact with. We know the Indiana 500. Indianapolis 500 in August. It's like, what did I just wake up from? You know what I'm saying? What kind of Twilight Zone nightmare, right? I'm glad. I'm thankful that the race is actually going to happen. Like you said, Scott Dixon's kind of favored to bring home the checkered flag this weekend. Some of the names you kind of bantered about, they'll be in the dark. You know, people still want. This is still, though we don't get the spectacle this year. This is still a race. Like I said on last week's show, this is still a race that guys want to have on their resume. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Once they retire, it's a purse, unfortunately, that's been cut in half. You know what I'm saying? If you kind of watch, you know what I'm saying? They have to. I mean, that's fair. You don't have the ticket sales. You don't have the mass crowds. So you just kind of have the revenue that you get from TV and you know what I'm saying? Brandon. But I think they're going to experience. Of course, they're going to experience. When the race goes down, they're going to experience higher revenue, higher viewership that they've seen in years.
Absolutely.
You know, just from Indianapolis, for the local people here in Indianapolis, be able to watch the on TV. But mm-hmm. I'll have it on TV and the radio. You know?
Oh yeah, gotta listen to the radio. Best, always listening to those cars there. It was pretty cool. John, I'm gonna switch over now to Major League Baseball. Hey, John, I want to talk about Major League Baseball's unwritten rules.
Get the season over.
If you get, I mean, I have a problem. I woke up this morning and I saw the Texas Ranger, or I saw the Fernando Tatis Jr. of the Padres, and the coach the manager having to apologize because he hit a grand slam on a 3-0 pitch that was right down the middle, and he fires up a 3. That's who cares? And then they're pissed off. Don't give up a home run. Don't give up a home run. And you're all pissed off. Oh, he's disrespecting the game. That pissed me off when I saw that. I know there's certain unwritten rules of baseball, but damn it, if you don't want to hit him a home run on a 3-0 pitch, either walk his ass or throw a curveball or something. Don't throw a fastball down the middle at 90 mile an hour.
Brandon, is the season gonna get done?
Yes. My Cincinnati Reds are in COVID right now, but they're playing a doubleheader tomorrow.
My Cincinnati Reds are in COVID protection. That's what people want to know. Is the season gonna get done?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Major League Baseball go hell or high water to get it. So we'll see. John, is the Big Ten backtracking now? The fact that they may have a football season, that they may have done this a little too early? Because now there's a huge thing of parents of Big Ten players that are flying up to Chicago to protest outside the Big Ten headquarters.
Yeah, Justin Fields got the juice. Okay. Listen, man, what? Why is this kid losing his mind to play for free? Brandon, why is he listen?
I don't know.
Not just him, the other kid too, from Clemson. Why are you losing your mind to play for? If I was this kid's dad, I'm not. But if I was this kid's parent, I'd be like, son, hold on, what are we doing? I love the people from Ohio State. I love the people from Clemson. I love you know what I'm saying? But at some point, you know, these two guys are earmarked to be what? The 1 and 2? Or 1, 2, and 3? Whoever.
Right.
There might be some flexibility. There's another kid from Ohio State on the defensive side, cornerback. His name escapes me right now, but he's a difference maker too, believe me. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be in that upper echelon of like where you know what I'm saying? There's another wide out, you know what I'm saying, in the Big 12. I know the name escapes me as well from Baylor.
Right.
But again, nobody's taking wideouts at pick 2. Nobody's taking cornerbacks unless you're really special. And the guy I'm talking about is special, but he ain't special like Justin Fields.
He ain't that special.
Georgia kicking itself in his rear end. This kid because the SEC is playing. If this was Georgia, they'd have him where he first started, and he'd be like, man, they'd be like, chill, we like, well, you know, we're back on it. This kid is losing his mind to play for free. If I was Jim Irsay, I would send a private. I'm being for real, or another millionaire. I don't want to call out Irsay because he already got too much controversy. Like sending out private emissary. But if I was a millionaire and I really knew if you really want to work the system of the draft or whatever, I tell this kid, listen, I'll pay you $25 million to drop out of school right now.
Uh-oh. NCAA violations, Ohio State.
Hey, man, but listen. All that's some fantasy type crap. But like, is Justin Fields better, or do you think? I'll pick on my own coach team. I won't pick on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will in this regard. The Pittsburgh Steelers would love to have a kid like Justin Fields backing up Ben Roethlisberger next year. If everything was like even, like we're gonna have a season next year, the Colts would cut Jacoby Brissett's $14 million to have Justin. They wouldn't necessarily start just tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's some things he still got to, you know. They let him go in Georgia because they said he didn't know how to read defenses. Well, damn it. Then he goes to Ohio State. They become a freaking juggernaut. What are you talking about? Their assessment down in Georgia was ridiculous. That's what that was. But again, they would cut Jacoby Brissett in a heartbeat. Those are kind of like NBA kind of rules. If you invoke them into like NFL, but the NFL, nah, man, they don't believe in the quarterback they got right now. These are insurance policy. I'm talking about my team, the Colts. Right. You know what I'm saying? What Justin Fields, the NCAA, and the NFL kind of said it in the last 2 weeks. They use one another. It's a minor league to the NFL. They say it's an evaluation. I said, you got to be kidding me. They said this. They admitted it. They finally admitted it. It's always been an under. Well, we're not really directly.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? But now it's open. It's open. So Justin Fields, God bless him. If they can, I don't think the Big Ten season gets turned back on. Once you turn something back off like that, Jeff Brom had a great idea. But then Nick Saban, because he's Nick Saban.
Yep.
Nick Saban, and he's Alabama, robe tied and kisses grits and everything else. Nick Saban comes in and says, well, I don't think spring ball It's viable because you do know spring ball. They would have gone all the pros. Well, no, that's your team that you knocked out because your team is filled with pros. Oh my God, Nick! When he said that, I was like, man, oh what was me? Oh what was me? Nick Saban got this guy. Go to any roster, anybody. Listen to our voices right now. I pick on my own team. Pick on Brandon's team. Pick on the Miami Dolphins. Pick on the San Diego Chargers. They ain't there no more. Pick on the Las Vegas. Whoever. Pick on New England. Everybody got somebody from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got somebody from Alabama on their team, man. So Nick Saban is just mad that spring ball he might get stripped of all his players.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
What do you got on your docket still, JB? What's on your notes you got to finish up the show tonight?
Did you want to talk about Pee Wee Herman winning the freaking championship? Not Pee Wee Herman. I don't want to call him Pee Wee. Jim Herman. Jim Herman won this weekend tournament.
Yeah, the PGA Pro.
My homie Bruce Kepler, his karma's following him like a mofo.
By the way,
Brandon called it out, folks. He said,
what did I say, John? Go ahead and remind everybody.
Bruce Kepler should have won this past weekend, and he choked. He didn't make the first cut. I don't believe.
What did I say on our show last Wednesday?
You said he come choke. You said he wasn't go.
I said he wasn't going to make the cut. What happened? He didn't make the cut. Guess who won some money? This guy right here off of it.
He's gonna pay those redemption golfing guys who he pissed off by calling out Justin Thomas. That's who he called out, right? I do believe.
No, DeChambeau.
No,
Bryson.
He called out. He said he only won one. He said only won.
That was Dustin Johnson.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Justin. Yeah. I see what you mean.
But yeah, he called him out, and like now that karma train's kind of following him, man. So he's gonna get off of it. But like Herman, he's another one of them little good, consistent golfers. He's living his best life. 42 years old. He's golfed with the president a couple times, and every time something's happened with something special happened to him the next day afterwards, man. So shout out to Herman, Jim Herman. But like winning this, he makes the cut. He needed the tournament to make the finals for the FedEx Cup.
Yep, absolutely. This weekend's the Northern Trust Open, and it's the first round of the quote-unquote FedEx Cup playoffs. So we've got some of the big names, John. We've got Koepka. He's going off at 7:20 in the morning on Thursday. You've got your boy Cameron Champ going off, Ricky Fowler, all the big names, Jordan Spieth, Tiger Woods. Woods is competing again. So we can try to make – he's outside the FedEx Cup right now. So if he doesn't do well in this tournament, he's out. There are some people that believe that Tiger doesn't care about the playoffs and making it to a Tour Championship. All he cares about right now is preparing for a couple weeks from now for the U.S. Open and then preparing for the Masters in November.
Then he's like golfing out here with his son or something like that too.
Boy, speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. Tiger Woods went out and caddied his own son, Charlie, in a tournament, okay? Charlie dusted the field by 5-6 strokes the other day. Dusted the field.
This shouldn't be a surprise.
So little Tiger.
No, man, this weekend's tournament, man. Odds on favorite is DeChambeau. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying DeChambeau. I will give you maybe what do my notes say? I'll give you Justin Thomas. He's got to get back in rotation. He's got to get back in rotation. He's got to get his name back here.
I'm taking Jason Day.
No.
J-Day.
He might be down there to the end.
He did well in the PGA Championship. He
Right.
finished in the top 5. I think J-Day gets it together. He likes this course. He hits this course well in the past.
Right.
I think Jason Day gets it done.
Right.
So
I not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. Anybody don't follow them. Like DeChambeau is getting the heat because he's got a big mouth. He's had some success at this tournament priorly. But no, like I said, if you say that's a solid pick, Brandon. Solid pick.
thank you. I knew you'd say it coming around in the end. You like J-Day. Who doesn't? What else you got, JB?
It's kind of all I got, man. The bubble. Here we are, man. NBA is gonna probably take us into right as far as sports is concerned. We got to get our fingers crossed on.
By the way, we've got a problem coming up because by the time NBA ends, and if there's no college football, there's obviously no college basketball. We're gonna have like November and December with possibly just football on the weekends and no sports during the week.
There are, believe it or not, there are still some local high schools that they're going to try. They're doing it right now, with trying to do sports. I know, but as far as like national sports, not so much. Again, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that somebody can kind of figure out. I know we're going into NBA draft territory as well.
Your boy Denny Hamlin did well this weekend. Got second.
Hey, listen, they gonna win all the races. They gonna win all the races.
2 weeks they have the Coca-Cola 6. I think it's 2 weeks. Coca-Cola 600, or Coke 400 at Daytona on the big tri-oval. So it'll be the big one, and that's the last regular season race before the playoffs. So Jimmy Johnson, who's retired into this year, he's outside the cut right now. So
he's retired.
Damn. WWE, real quick, they're changing to the Amway Center in Orlando for all the rest of the future broadcasting. They're going to change the Battle Dome or what? I don't know what the hell they called it now, but it's going to have a whole new set. And then SummerSlam's this Sunday. We'll see. What's your favorite SummerSlam, John? Real quick.
There was a little chitter chatter. My favorite SummerSlam is probably going to be 92, right? I think that's when Bulldog.
Yep.
Bulldog went over on Bret Hart, put him over. We got asked by a couple fans and by kind of actually rotated. I pitched it to our good wrestling aficionado friend Fred Fetto of the K-Baby Connection, and the first thing he kind of immediately said was 92 as well. I think that's if you are a wrestling know-it-all like we are, or if you follow sports entertainment, even though it might be predetermined, those are 92. The 92 SummerSlam is probably is everybody's favorite, right? But like the list that we kind of had, the ones they kind of gave us, man, come on, man. It had a lot of glitz and glamour behind it, like a pop search, but like, man, Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle.
I did like 94. SummerSlam 94 was second on my list because you had Bret Hart versus Owen Hart in that steel cage match for the title. You had The Undertaker versus The Undertaker, the Fake Taker.
Hey. K-Fabe Connection, Fred Feltner. He said, I know you got this from Brandon. He said Trips versus Shawn. When they
in 2002, when Shawn Michaels wore the tight jeans and ended up ripping him. Yep.
Yeah, he said it was like a no holds barred or something.
That was a great match too. That was a great match.
Yeah, I'm tripping out with Fred. But actually, it's hard to get him to talk about anything WWE.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, AEW, they've moved to this weekend now due to the NBA playoffs. So they've got like 3 Saturday AEWs, and there's supposed to be a big one this Saturday at 6 p.m.
They have one good show and then moves 2 with their storyline and what.
Let me put my hands in my pocket like Orange Cassidy. That gimmick's over, man. Get over it.
Brandon, that kid's overrated.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Orange Cassidy's overrated.
You better not let Fred hear it.
Jericho, that's
put him over.
That's poor booking. That's poor storytelling. That kid ain't over like that. Jericho is a guy who beat The Rock, beat Stone Cold, had great programs with Kevin Owens here recently. You know what I'm saying? Had great programs with Eddie Guerrero in the past. We know, come on.
China, he lost to China.
Who Jericho did?
He lost the title to China.
I know Jeff Jarrett lost to China. I
think Jericho did too.
I don't know. Anyway, he's had bigger matches. That kid ain't ready for it. That kid ain't in anybody's Orange Cassidy. That kid is in not anybody's those names, man.
Hey man, I ain't laughed my ass off more in my life than I watched your old Dinosaurus, whatever the hell his name is, lose his master in the match.
They gotta figure that out. They're gonna have to either give him face paint where it just wear off because he loses his mask. Hey man, they gotta figure out. They have a lot of heat and a lot of synergy, and they had even more synergy when it kind of first started. But like this is really kind of turning into like backyard wrestling dressed up. To be hypercritical about it, Iron Anderson and them going out there lying
Yeah. By the way, it was in Detroit. Fred Feltner. Shout out Fred Feltner. It was in Detroit that Chris Jericho lost on a pay-per-view the Intercontinental title to China.
I was unaware, man. But like again, man, Chris Jericho is like we think of nothing but like 5-star match. You know, if he job this dude, the only thing the worst job he ever had to do was against Mongo McMichael. You know what I'm saying? On a nitro, on a a random nitro. Other than that, man, Chris Jericho been way over it with the list and everything else and the jacket. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Orange Cassidy. Who is he? What has he done?
Hey, while I was going on my golf trip, man, what was the beef with Mickey James that I missed?
Oh no, just saying. So Mickey James is married to an independent wrestler named Nick Aldis, who used to be. I can't remember what he's wrestled WWE too. I can't remember who he used to be.
Okay.
But he's Nick Aldis now. He wrestles on the independent circuit, he's NWA champion, whatever. But she's real life, no kayfabe. She's real life married to him. So for like her to show up on a random Raw, you know, Vince don't do nothing random. He book you. It ain't for one time. But they kind of probably heard his. Listen, my personal opinion, his woman, like you can talk about it being stereotypical. His woman's division is better than anybody's division right now.
Right.
It needs work like everything else needs work in wrestling's, the pen. But his women's division is better than anything else. I know you don't really watch YouTube wrestling, NWA. They had some pretty good women's division too. They did. But as far as NWA power, but as far as like the main, it's Vince got it.
There's a lot of people upset with the way Shawn Michaels didn't sell the punt last night from Randy Orton. That Michaels was too good to sell it.
Did Shawn Michaels sell Ken Shamrock's ankle lock? He did.
I know, right? By the way,
Shawn Michaels is a jerk.
Rockets are up 20 on OKC here in the second quarter, shooting lights out.
It's kayfabe. It's not consistent. It's not gonna happen. They can't keep it up.
Any last? You want to do it? Close, John. Say a few things, and we'll close it up tonight.
Man, anybody who knows me knows I lost a special friend this weekend. If you catch me in the street, I'm not gonna spill everything over the airwaves here. If you catch me in the street, if you call me and you know me, I'll explain to you. You know what I'm saying? What's kind of going on. But also special friend, one of my greatest friends I've ever had in my life. It's gonna be hard. It is gonna be hard. It's hard to smile. It's hard to even look at the camera without crying. So I won't. But I lost my daughter's mother. Her name's Monica Compton. And all we're gonna say is, we fight every, me and Brandon do this show for our own selfish reasons. I do it for prideful reasons because I believe in what Brandon asked me to come on to the show. I believe in also who believes in me and helped me push me further into wanting to talk to the next whoever it was that we wanted to have on the show, guest spot, or to want to talk about sports or just something I was passionate about. Me and Brandon are super passionate about our show. You know what I'm saying? ESPN won't have us. That's cool. We're just gonna start our own little show. Well, you know what I'm saying? All along the way, you gotta have cheerleaders. You gotta have people who wish you well, or people who pushing you to do even better. Monica Compton, you know what I'm saying? The daughter, the mother of my daughter, you know what I'm saying, is one of my great supporters, man. Always, and not even real sports fans. Just know I had a great passion for it. Just knew I had just like talking about it. Just knew, you know what I'm saying, it made me happy. And being great co-parents, knowing that you have a bigger things to establish other than if your relationship, you know what I'm saying, people that know me, if a relationship didn't work out or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the team still got to win the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I look at, you know what I'm saying, we're losing one of my best friends, right? I got more than one. I'm lucky. I'm blessed in that regard. But also, you know what I'm saying, we're going to pay our ultimate respect to her. And like I said, a lot of things, like I said, I do it because, like, I got people cheering for me. People who want me to do great. I never will forget her. I never will forget, you know what I'm saying, how she's like, you and your little friend out there, y'all keep on. And she like, share, whatever. So I'm gonna kind of tip it off with that, and I know I usually say, thanks for listening. I'm appreciative of all that. But I'm also I'm also put this commercial in here that I never said before. We're gonna say fuck cancer, and I know, but we're gonna say fuck cancer, and man, maybe now cancer, you got another enemy on your tail. Now you got me watching you, and I don't want to get into that, man, but
I hear you.
I'm gonna get them.
Absolutely. Fuck cancer.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, I do want to thank everybody for listening. Have your thoughts and prayers, and keep Jonathan and his family and friends in your prayers as he goes through the next couple of days. We will not have a show tomorrow evening for radio, but we will be back next week for the show. So enjoy your sports, NHL, NBA, baseball, football's coming, and we'll see you guys all again next week. Everybody take care.
Thanks for watching.
We'll be right back.